Easy guys, it's Creatures here. I just wanted to talk through a couple of things around drums, drum patterns, and making some funky drums essentially. So I'm going to just start with the kick. I'm not going to do much processing. It's going to be more around just making the patterns really. So I'm just going to make a couple of 4 bars and just talk through what I'm doing. So always start with a kick. Don't know why. Using my snares. So there's one sort of basic kick and snare pattern. Let's get that one going. So yeah, nice and simple, just kind of offbeat pattern. So there's that one. If we use the same kick and snare, we could just create another pattern. Two-step there. I'll move it across the bar. This one. Just trying to get a couple of things set up so it looks like, you know, what it should do really. So cool. And then with these ones, we're going to have the late snare on the second. So that's always there. Again, go another bar. So here's like the main 3 patterns that I'd say I use, and then there's a couple more which obviously people can do. There's this one which I really like, but I never use because it's really difficult. I think on my Minotaur sample break, it's this pattern. Boom, boom, ka, boom, ka. Yeah, again, just another really cool pattern. I don't think it does loads and loads of interesting things, and there's loads more that you can do, but just in terms of, you know, so yeah, so 4 main patterns. So if we just get a straight hat, I'll show you the difference that makes, kind of. If I just freeze these ones, just to kind of get like the movement and what's going on with the drum. So and then which is cool. The more chilled out skeptical type one. So yeah, just to show you a couple of things that the hats can do. So with the drums, you kind of get the main patterns and what's going on there, and a couple of different positions for them to go in. So it's nice and simple, but essentially, you know, trying to create different edits. And the reason I'm doing this is, if I'm creating sample packs and doing things like that for you guys, for loop masters, for a number of the other like sample people that I work with and things that I do, it's about having, you know, processes of doing things similarly but giving people options and variations of the same thing. So another version might be to add shakers and a couple of rides, which I use kind of an Atmos noise. Is my encoder going? That's really annoying. Atmos 45. And just sort of chain this up with Chain Shaper, as I've mentioned to you before, just to add rides, even though it's not rides, but basically it's the same thing as rides. If it's going to load. Cool, so let's go. So I'm going to sidechain it to the kick and snare, which is called my sidechain bus. Bring this up here. So the one thing that you'll notice it does is the kicks and snares are in slightly different places. The kicks are all in the same place. But because the snares are in slightly different places, you'll get slightly different grooves with the... And they just kind of work around the drums really, and it's an interesting way of doing things, but you can really see the movement that you're going for there. So if I show you the sub, I say that as if I built one, I haven't. So if we just quickly set a MIDI track, get an F note. Oh, amazing, lovely. So let's quickly use one of the wavetables that I've already made. So I'll use my CRWF, loads of unison, global, put it into 4 times, put it into mono, and then cool. So there's no sidechain on it, so it won't be doing much at the moment, but using sidechain creatively is definitely a really cool trick. So with the sub here, we're going to create different sub movements with it. Basically, it's going to keep adding and chopping and giving you different movements and different bases. So using the process that we used in the previous one, where we create everything from the sub patch and then start kind of distorting and bringing out certain harmonics and generating weird versions of things, you do the same thing here, but with the sidechain you're going to get a load of different movements and stuff like that. So I'll show you just with the sub, and then I'll kind of leave it to you guys to have a bit of fun. Ooh, it's a bit much there. Cool. So yeah, nice and simple. Yet again, keeping things as simple as possible, but using things like sidechain and stuff like that to really get some movement going and to get some different things going. A couple of different drum patterns and how you can create movements. And yet again, everything I'm doing is based around resampling, creating more samples for you to then go and write in a faster, better sort of capacity. So big ups, guys. Thanks for supporting the Patreon, and I'll catch up with you all soon.